Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about post-pandemic alcohol dependence. So this is an article that actually comes from Canada, but I think it's relevant to what we're seeing across the board, certainly in the practice. And it says alcohol dependence still high 5 years after pandemic. Alcohol remains one of the leading preventable causes of death in Canada, in large part due to its accessibility and potential for dependence, says a doctor at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. So yeah, the pandemic really did a number on some people. Even here in Florida, where things were, for the most part, pretty much open. A lot of people that had not had issues started to have issues. A lot of people that were in recovery started to relapse. I think there was an increase in domestic violence. There was an increase in sort of post-pandemic divorces. But certainly substance use was an issue that we saw a significant rise in, along with a significant rise in mental health cases. It's I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's unusual for us to see a standalone substance use case now. And if we do, it's typically the alcohol. When it comes to marijuana, and I know I've been really vocal about marijuana, those cases tend to go hand in hand with a mental health issue. And I can't tell you what came first, the marijuana or the mental health issue, but the two combined can be very challenging. We get these calls with regards to alcohol, and the pattern can be, somewhat consistent, right? Somebody is drinking more than socially. There's evidence that, they're hiding the alcohol use, they're in denial. The family or the spouse or whoever it is finding, finding hidden bottles, empty containers all over the house, in the car, in the closet, you name it, it's being found. There have been attempts to get the person into treatment, and they're like, we're not going, there's nothing wrong with us. And it becomes sort of this frustrating process for the family to try and get their loved one to go into treatment. And so if you have a loved one who has been suffering from, alcohol dependency, are they the kind of person that gets up in the morning and they have to have a drink? I think they call it chasing the hair of the dog, right? Having to, when you first get up, right? I know when I get up, I like two things. I like a glass of water and I like my coffee. And I think for people who have a dependence on alcohol use, their need when they get up in the morning is to immediately have alcohol. And, that's a problem. So this report here, this article is not surprising to me. If you have a family member who has an issue, reach out to us. We have resources. We can help you get them into treatment. I think the Marchman Act is a wonderful tool. It's not the be-all and end-all. I'm obviously a big fan of Guardianship, and if it's done in combination with Marchman Act, it's a winner. So I'll put a link to the article in the video description. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, post them. I read all of them. I typically respond within 24 hours. If you like the video, I'd love a thumbs up. If you could subscribe to the channel, I'd be grateful. That way, you get this content on a regular basis, and I'm putting out at least one, if not two videos every single day, so you can get the information you need, so you can decide if you're ready to make that commitment to talk about getting your loved one into treatment, so this nightmare can finally be over. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.